Welcome back to another episode of JOJ where the kids take over.
I'm Parker.
I'm Abby.
And I'm Lucy.
And today we're going to be talking about our testimonies. But first we're going to play a quick game of Would You Rather. So let's get started. Okay. Would you go to camp for 2 weeks or a small amusement park for 2 weeks?
Small amusement
I would not
park.
go to camp. I can't do camps. Stresses me out.
Amusement park.
I would go to amusement park. Okay. Have sand pails for hands or beach balls for feet?
What's a sand pail?
It's like a bucket.
Oh.
Yeah.
Beach balls.
Beach balls.
Yeah,
Because you can bounce.
Yeah.
And you can roll down mountains.
I always wanted to do one of these.
Learn to surf or go on a hot air balloon ride?
Learn to surf.
On surf. Stay in one resort for a month or travel across the country for 1 month?
Travel across the country so
Yeah.
I can see someone.
What? It's the country. It's in the United States, Lizzie.
Ew.
Glow sticks for eyes or flashlights for arms?
Glow sticks for eyes.
Flashlights for arms. You can see frogs and then you can hold them and grab
And then you'll
them.
never be scared.
Yep.
Swim in a pool of ice or a pool filled with small beach balls?
Small beach balls.
Small beach balls.
That one's easy.
Give sunflowers to everyone you meet or splash them with water?
Splash them with water.
Well, sunflowers are pretty.
But
I
you
think
get
I'll
to
do
soak them. Wow.
Isn't that a thing clowns do? They have like a flower, then you like look at it,
And
then
they spray
it like, sprays water at you.
We want to start this video off with the Bible verse, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life.
Good job, sis. Okay.
Are you crying?
No. We're each going to share our testimonies in a shorter version of how they actually were.
Okay, so do you want me or you?
You can go first.
Let's
go down here.
Okay, so in 2019, when Dad won the Classic that fall, so our sanctuary was getting redone. So we were in our gym. It was right after church service. We were about to leave for the next 2 weeks. I forgot where we were going, but we were about to leave for Dad's first ever Major League Fishing tournament, I think. I don't know. Okay, and then, so, that church service, they were talking about how you need to get saved and everything, about that. So, right before church ended, on the last prayer, because we always pray right before the church ends, that's when I accepted Christ to live in me.
Good job.
Thank you.
Are you about to cry?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I bet Abby's gonna start crying.
I got saved when I was in 3rd or 4th grade, I think.
What, 8?
I was either 8 or 9, yeah. And I remember we were sitting in the sanctuary at a church that we go to now, and we were sitting in the back, and I was with one of my friends, and we thought we were cool, so we didn't sit with my parents. So we sat on the row beside them, and it was like during the middle of the prayer, I was just like, I felt like I just needed, like, I was like, okay, I know I'm supposed to do this. This is the right thing. I don't want to go to hell. So I was like, okay, I want to get saved. So I prayed, and then after I asked Jesus to be in my heart, while they were still praying, I ran over across the aisle, went over to my mom and dad. I was like, I just got saved. Like, I was being loud while they were praying, but
Don't cry.
So there, like, years have gone by. So that was, I'll be in 9th grade now. So that was 6 years ago. So, but this year is whenever I really feel like things actually started happening in my life. Like, I had been saved, but I never really started, like, I don't know, like, actually living out that. So this year in my Bible class, we had an all-girls Bible class for 8th grade, and our teacher then, that's whenever we started talking about, like, real-life problems and how to live in the world and, like, but still be for Jesus and everything. So that's whenever I feel like I really started, like, living out, like, my Christian life. That's basically mine. Okay.
Lizzie's is probably the most dramatic.
Well, mine started in the car. We were all talking about how I was going to be the last one to get saved in our family. In the car, when we were all talking about it, I was like, we were heading to the Mexican Grill.
7 minutes away.
That we always go to. And, by the way, it's very good. So, we were in the car talking about it, and I was like, how about I just get saved right now? and all their faces dropped.
Mom, and Abby all started downpour crying.
Yeah.
And Dad was just like crying when it was like
his hand was behind the wheel.
driving
His
with
hand
one
was
hand.
on
Yeah,
sis.
we were.
And he was driving, and everybody was crying. It was a very emotional 7-minute drive.
Yeah, it was very dramatic and emotional. We were all holding hands, and Dad was driving
Crying.
while he was crying, and it was just very dramatic. But
It was not very safe though.
but that's when I got saved, and
So it was one of my best friend's birthday. It was on his birthday on a Sunday, and me and Lizzie decided that we should get baptized on that day because our friend Paxton just received Christ like a week before his birthday. So like we all agreed that we should have it on his birthday. So that's how me and Lizzie got baptized.
and where did
And the
you
water
get
was so
baptized?
warm.
Yeah, the water is so warm. I love it.
I got baptized. It was on Easter. I got baptized I got saved. I got baptized the next Easter. And I remember like our pastor that was there, then he isn't there anymore, but I remember it was the water so warm, and you just come down, and then it's like, I don't really remember it. It was just like crazy. And then you just go under water, and then you come back up, and then you're cold. But,
Yeah, it's cold when you come back
but you
up.
feel like once you come back up, you feel like, I don't know, it felt like a new beginning. It's like everything was like
Different.
new again and different.
It's supposed to mean that they cleaned you from all the sin.
Our new pastor, he's been there 5 years.
So he's not
But
new.
some reason, it took him 2 years to get baptized. He was so scared. So I hope he doesn't watch this or he's going to get on to me. He probably is going to watch this. So. So our parents have been talking about Dad's heart surgery. So we're going to share what it was our perspective from when it happened.
So, for me, I remember it was,
It was in July.
yeah, so actual surgery's in July, but he started like going to the doctor in like June, I
Like
think.
the last week of June.
Yeah, I knew something was weird because they had been on the phone a few times, and Mom wouldn't let us like
Know about
listen
it.
in or know about it, or I would always ask her, like, what's wrong with Dad? What's wrong with Dad? She said, oh, he just has to go to the doctor for something, and then I knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
But basically, and then whenever Mom and Dad told us, it was probably a week after.
Yeah.
We were freaking out.
Yeah, because they said something like, don't worry about it, but basically, Dad's going to have heart surgery.
He tore a valve.
Yeah, and they explained to us, like, the mitral valve and everything that was wrong with it.
But the doctor that did get, though, he was amazing.
I was scared, but I was also just like, it was meant to happen, so it's going to happen. Like, you can't stop that. So we all just kind of were like, okay, well, Dad's going to have heart surgery.
And
Hope he doesn't die during it.
Like, I mean, what else can you ask for? Like, okay, I hope he's
He won
safe.
the classic.
I
That was
hope
his goal.
I hope he's happy.
we can't really do anything about it.
Like, he's gonna have heart surgery. Like, I can't perform the surgery myself. So we just had to we had to trust people that we didn't know. For the doctors, we never got to meet the doctor, so we had to trust
sadly.
that he wasn't gonna
Psychopath and kill Dad.
and it was just very we couldn't control anything, which made it more stressful for me because I like to control everything.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
So it was very stressful for me, and I also knew I was worried about myself because we were supposed to get our puppy, and
the
twins didn't know.
We had
I
no
knew.
clue we were getting a puppy. I thought we were just there to grab one and just keep it for a day.
Okay, but whenever I was like, oh my gosh, Dad's gonna have heart surgery. Now we're not gonna get our dog. So, but then we still went and got Elle. And I think that's why Dad healed so good, is because he had his little dog and he had his little heart pillow during recovery, and I think that's why he's healed so good.
And I also think we should let Elle up here so everyone can see how big she is.
She's Emmett.
Emmett, on the other hand,
he'll pee everywhere.
Okay, so what were y'all?
So mine was, hopefully Dad won't die, and I feel like his goal in life was to try to be the best angler he is, which he's really, really good at casting.
Okay, that's a good way to put it.
He's probably one of the top 5 best casters in the world, and I feel like his goal in life was to have a carpet made of him winning the classic.
Yeah.
My perspective from it is, well, I feel like he had, of course, like Parker said, he had a goal in life to be the best angler ever.
At least we
think. I feel like he's really good at it, and he has almost reached his goal, or he has the best angler that he can be. And
because he's won 3 times in a row in Texas.
And I was honestly pretty scared when they said that he was going to have heart surgery, because I was like, what if the doctor goes crazy? And like,
what if Dad doesn't live?
Yeah.
But
I nearly died.
On the day of surgery,
we were freaking out.
Yeah, on the day of surgery, we were freaking out. And our babysitter, she drove, where did she drive us home or something? She picked us up from school and yeah. So she would come and pick us up from school every time.
Who knows? Where? She
picked us up from somewhere, though.
Yeah.
Probably Mimi's.
Yeah.
Probably. And she would just take us home and play with us. And
we were so scared.
We were so scared. But when we found out that he made it through the surgery, and
we were so happy.
We were so relieved and happy that he's alive.
Really. The only thing that about the actual surgery that scared me was okay, there's 2 things really that actually scared me, and the one that was a little bit less scary was that he had to be on bypass, which was just very, I don't know, it's just kind of freaky sounding.
Is that the thing where he had to breathe in?
No, that's where his heart was stopped, but he was his blood was still pumping. So that was just that's weird.
Yeah, it's
weird.
And
then the other thing that scared me was that mainly scared me was if they wouldn't have found it, and what would have happened.
His heart would have exploded and he would have died.
That's terrifying to know that could have happened to somebody that
their
is
heart
your dad.
I'm gonna lay it out. So what happened? There was blood getting into his lungs, and his heart was expanding. It's supposed to be about the size of your fist, and it was slowly expanding. So if it gets big enough, it will eventually just boom, just pop open, and then you just. It's kind of like having a heart attack. You just die.
It goes like this.
Yep. Parker's going to share the verse one more time.
It's John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, and whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. And I feel like that verse fits what we talked about today.
Yes. So
that's what I picked.
That's the Bible verse, and make sure y'all check it on the live stream.
August 1st.
August 1st, Sunday at 6:30
p.m.
It's next week. So?
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. It isn't.